What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And this content is going to be vastly different than what I normally do. This is an interview with a smaller YouTuber by the name of Tipster. And I reached out to him because it looks like he has been dumped by his multi-channel network, Screenwave Media, because he was being harassed. Somebody was using trademark infringement to false flag his videos. He got into an internet dispute with this person online. It continued to get his videos flagged over and over and over again until the folks over at Screenwave Media who managed him decided to let him go. And I wanted to get their side of it as well as Tipster's side of it as well for you guys, so please enjoy. All right, on the line with me via Skype is Tipster from Tipster's Gaming here on YouTube. As we discussed, Tipster has been booted by Screenwave Media because he was basically being harassed. And how are you doing today, Tipster?
I'm doing pretty good, Boogie. How about yourself?
Doing all right. I wanted to give you an opportunity to discuss your side of things, but at the same time, as you guys know, I've done work with Ryan in the past. I've worked with Screenwave Media in the past. So I reached out to Ryan before we did this interview, and I wanted to get a statement from him, and this is the statement that he sent me. He said, "Hello, I'm from Screenwave Media. I feel that this issue has been misrepresented. We've been dealing with the tipster issues for more than 4 months. We worked with both parties and tried to resolve their feud on numerous occasions. Many times we submitted different videos and statements that Tipster and Memetroll made to YouTube, and we tried to mediate the conflict. There was even a point where Memetroll agreed to back off if no new videos were made. Tipster continued to make videos engaging Memetroll. After several months, it all came to a head last night when one of our employees was threatened with a very credible information about our office and where he lives, etc. At this point, Tipster continued to make videos and engage even when we've asked him not to and worked with him numerous times for several months. We decided we would rather just move on than to continue to work on this issue, face harassment, and have Tipster escalate instead of de-escalate the situation. After unlinking, we helped him remonetize all of his videos. The claims you're seeing are an auto response to the unlinking process and cleared just a few minutes later. While Tipster was tweeting about the monetization problems, Brandon was literally messaging him trying to help." So what do you think about this message? How accurate is this in your eyes, Tipster?
There's quite a few inaccuracies in there, actually. There's some things that, like, I don't know if Memetroll was potentially reaching out to them beforehand. But I can tell you, as far as like my interactions with them in regards to this issue, like it wasn't several months or 4 months, 3 or 4 months, however much they mentioned. That definitely wasn't the case. And there's some other things that I find a little bit questionable for sure.
So long story short, what has happened here is you ended up, I want to find out how all of this started, but originally you were making videos about twin galaxies, and this guy ended up getting involved, and he was using, what was it, trademark disputes to like false flag your videos? Was that what was happening?
Yeah, he's filed multiple trademark disputes against my channel for simply mentioning his name in my videos, which, if you know anything about trademark, that does not qualify as trademark
Absolutely
infringement.
not, no.
But according to him, it does.
So my question is, did this get you strikes on your channels? Was he getting the videos pulled? What was happening?
Well, Screenwave Media was actively assisting me with these when I got them. The first one I got was September 9th. I went ahead and contacted them, and I let them know about it. This was the first time Screenwave Media got involved in the whole thing, so I don't know why they say this is a few months. It's literally just been since September 9th. But I would send it to my channel manager, and he told me he would look into it. So I never resulted in any strikes or anything like that, or video takedowns of any kind. It was just, hey, I took it to Screenwave Media and they took care of it.
Okay, that seems reasonable. So what does this guy have against you besides you used his name in videos, he didn't like that? How did all of this begin?
So the whole thing began because when we were both covering the Twin Galaxy stuff, we were specifically covering the subject of a player known as Isaiah Triforce Johnson and the fact that some of his scores were being disputed as potentially cheating. He did a video on it. I was actively doing videos on it. So he reached out to me to try and get an idea of like what information do I have on this. And I kind of looked at his video, and I saw the evidence that he was referring to, as well as the evidence that was being presented against Triforce. And I didn't see a whole lot of proof that the scores that they were questioning were actually cheated on. So I didn't want to cover that angle. But there was another angle that Triforce was potentially bribing referees that had more potential evidence against it. So I went with that route. So he was kind of upset because, one, he wanted me to signal boost his videos.
Of course.
And I didn't agree with the evidence he was presenting, so I didn't want to do that. And he also wanted me to give him an interview on this particular subject, and I refused to do so. So it kind of seems like the first thing that kind of upset him was the fact that I wasn't giving him the attention that he wanted.
So, but at first, when you were getting these false flags, were you getting these flags? Screenwave was helping you starting back at September 9th. And when did that stop? And did they tell you why that stopped?
I'm assuming you're referring to
Like
them.
when they stopped assisting you, basically. Like if they were assisting you right at the beginning, what eventually happened? Did this come to a head? Did they reach out to you and tell you they were done? What specifically happened?
So on September 9th, that's when I reached out to them and asked them for help. And any other time in between that, and when they actually got the issues resolved, I would send them additional trademark disputes he would send to me because he kept sending them.
Right.
And then eventually, I'm looking for it here on September 18th. That's when they told me that YouTube sent them an email to let them know that all the issues were resolved. So they were helping me from the 9th to the 18th.
But now, when did they eventually? So they eventually just basically removed you from the network without notice, without reaching out to you first, without telling you it was going to happen, right?
Yeah, that happened on this past Thursday, which was, what was the date on this past Thursday? The 4th of October.
And all of this has been viraling out. Now, if you search for Screenwave Media, this is the top story you get, which is one of the reasons I wanted to do this. So because I wanted Ryan to have an opportunity to reach out his side, and I wanted to hear your side as well. Well, what in your opinion? I mean, obviously, I don't think it was the right decision to dump you from the network. But if they were getting credible death threats, did you get any credible threats against your life from this guy or anybody, any of his fans, anything like that happen to you?
No, a lot of what he was just doing is he was submitting the strikes, and he had some email exchanges with me where he was trying to make demands about you need to take down these videos, or I'm going to continue to issue strikes. I'm going to pursue legal action against you. He even said that he was going to report my videos for bullying and harassment, things like that. So it was mostly like legal threats and threats of more strikes, as well as having one of his buddies that also got exposed in the Discord server basically try to issue copyright strikes and trademark strikes, stuff like that, against my channel.
I mean, this is incredible. This guy is a potentially dangerous person. I can't believe. I mean, if he's doing that to you, I believe it's very credible that they would probably be getting death threats at Screenwave Media. But still, I wish they continued to help. I can't believe that they backed away. And what was it you said? We talked a little bit before the interview, and you were saying that you were not that frustrated with Screenwave. Obviously, you wish they had kept on, but you said they'd made one big mistake. What was that big mistake, according to you?
So essentially, like when I got the notification that I was dropped from the network, I didn't get it from Screenwave. I didn't get any warning ahead of time that this was potentially something that could happen to my channel. I didn't get any warning that, hey, we're going to be letting you go because of this situation. I found out through an email from YouTube that told me that I was unlinked from the network. So I saw that email. It said to set up AdSense if I wanted to continue monetizing my channel.
Right.
And that's when I discovered all the claims on my channel, because I was like, okay, well, I'll just set up monetization, and their offices should be closed right now. So I'll talk to them the next day to find out what's going on.
Right.
And then when I went to, set up the monetization, that's when I saw the claims, and kind of threw me into a panic attack. I've been pretty open with my audience about my issues with mental health, and had a full-on panic attack, started tweeting about it. And then I messaged my channel manager, and that's when he actually got back to me. And he's like, dude, we had to let you go from the network because Memetroll's threatening to attack our offices. He's threatening to come down here to the offices. He has the address. He says he lives an hour away. So we had to let you go to protect our employees. Now, what I told him was a warning would have been nice. And my thought process was like, if he's legitimately harassing them and he's saying that he's going to do terrible things to their offices, like if they had told me beforehand, I would have legitimately told them, just let me go. If you think it's going to keep your employees safe, just let me go. And, we'll move on from it, because I don't want anybody else to get lumped in to my drama with this guy. So if they had let me know, it would have been fine. I wouldn't have even, went to, publicly with it to say what happened or anything. If they had just let me know, hey, this Memetroll dude, he's coming and threatening to attack us at our offices, I wouldn't have had a problem with it.
I think I agree with you entirely there. I feel like maybe the decision to let you go once things escalated to that point, maybe that was the right decision to keep themselves safe. But absolutely, having that conversation with you would have been at the very least they could have done. And I really wish they had done that. It's very frustrating that they hadn't, because it sounds like you would have done the right thing. And the one other question I have for you, Ryan does claim in his statement that you had continued to escalate and continue to engage. Which, if you know me, I believe that's never the right answer. I believe walking away from those people, never engaging them on their level, is always the right decision. But would you say you continue to do that? And if you did, why?
I will openly admit that on some level, yeah, I continue to engage. I'm the type of person that if I goof on something, I'll admit it. So yeah, I definitely did. Anytime he would, you know, trademark claim my channel again or do a trademark dispute, I would definitely tweet about that because he was telling other people it wasn't happening, it wasn't
Right.
true. So in defense of myself, I was like, hey, look, there's another trademark dispute. He's saying it's not happening. It's definitely happening. And there were other things where he would make claims about me that weren't true. So I tweet about it like, yeah, you know, I definitely engaged. And I'll admit it, like maybe on some part that was my mistake. But in terms of like doing videos or whatever, I when they told me to stop doing videos and stop replying to his emails, I definitely did that. And it wasn't until basically they gave me the directive, like quit responding until we get these issues resolved.
Right.
And once we got the issues resolved, even then I really didn't do any response videos. It wasn't until he posted a blog post on Twin Galaxies.
But let's be entirely honest. Most of the time when you're dealing with somebody who's that frustrated, that irritated, somebody who's using the system against you like that, there's a very real chance that even not engaging anymore is not going to help. I've had people whose only hobby is to attack me on the daily, and I've never engaged with them for years, but they still continue to do it. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that might have not resolved the issue. So overall, the reason I wanted to cover the story is I think it's so fascinating that YouTube continues to be exploitable this way. Multi-channel networks whose entire job is to hopefully help us navigate and protect this kind of thing, eventually even they can run out of steam and run out. And it's so frustrating that these trolls, these people that are able to abuse the system and do stuff like this to you, and I'm so sorry that they did, and I wanted to give you a chance to see let the world know on my channel what you went through. Now, the good news is you're now back with AdSense. You are getting monetized again, correct?
Yeah, and I've actually signed with another network, which for obvious reasons I'm not going to disclose
Yeah,
that
that's
network.
a smart decision. I think it's a smart decision right now. That said, man, I'm glad to see you're back up on your feet. If people want to check you out, where can they find you?
They can find me on Tipster on YouTube or Tipster Gaming on Twitch.
What a crazy, crazy state that YouTube is in. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon. Check out Tipster in the description box below. Good job, man. I really appreciate you doing the interview. This is my first one like this. What do you think?
You did very well. Thank you.
Maybe we'll do more of them.